Yeah. What up, everybody in the YTBC? I suggest you grab your tinfoil hats, cause shit is about to get real. Neener, 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 neener. Hope everybody's doing well. Jimmy Mack, I see you the first in the building. You win one Anunnaki heart. So what that means is I will personally hunt down an Anunnaki, murder it, get its heart, and then you just got to get me your address and I will mail it to you. I will take care of postage, shipping, and handling, and the Anunnaki heart is yours. Waiting to see if El Jefe shows up because he wanted to go ahead and do this live. As you can see, I got a tinfoil hat. It's a Gucci one. I bet y'all didn't know that Gucci made tinfoil hats. What up, Coco Tyler, Buddy Aces, Soccer Training Club. White chocolate, Hershey's Kiss. What up, Charles D? I'm gonna give all y'all fair warning. There will be no boxing talk in this live whatsoever. This is gonna be 100% conspiracy theories. 100%. Jimmy Mack, go ahead and tell me what you thought about the Alyssa Lamb thing. In fact, drop the link. I'm sure El Jefe will enjoy that. What are you buying? There's El Jefe. So I dropped the link already. But Jack, I really want to know what you thought about the Alyssa Lamb incident and how and how far down the rabbit hole you went with that.
Yo, you
What
hear me,
up,
bro?
Jefe? Yeah, I hear you.
All right, let me just get situated real quick, man. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead, take your time. Let me know whenever you're ready. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but you know
Jimmy
what I'm
Mack.
saying, bro? I got the Alienware out, man. You know what I'm saying? I got my notes, man, because I'm about to write a lot of shit down. You know what I'm saying? So let's get this shit popping, bro.
It's
You hear me from there,
ironic that
bro?
you. Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
because
I
I'm
can hear
kind of
you.
far from my phone. All right.
No, no, but you sound fine. I can hear you. I can hear you good. It's kind of ironic you don't believe in aliens, but you got Alienware. But I know that's just the brand. Those are
Wait,
good
hold on.
laptops.
Yeah, they are. Hold on, give me.
What up, Brian Harkin? I'm just gonna address the chat while you do that. Oh, you ended up watching the Book of Eli. Jimmy Mack, had you did you ever see the Book of Eli before? I don't remember if you said you did or not. That was a good movie though. All right. Anybody else? I think I said what's up to everybody. Yeah. But Coco Tyler, I remember his thing was like the Mandela effect. He was talking a lot about that. Also, you have seen the Book of Eli before. All right. And was I tripping, or was those old people cannibals? Because I'm pretty sure they were cannibals. Oh, I see the boxing Jedi as well. I know he pocket pussies. Is that is that a conspiracy theory? I think that's more conspiracy fact. Extended clip MXPC. What up?
Yo, yo, yo.
Yeah. Would I know you by any other name, or you just be listening into like Coco Tyler and El Jefe and all them?
Bro, this is me, bro.
Oh, Coco Tyler. All right, my bad.
Yeah, bro.
I could I couldn't tell by the just the yo yo yo.
Yeah, bro. Where's your Jefe at?
He's getting situated. So
Yeah,
yeah,
bro.
we want to talk about some of these conspiracy theories. Like, was there any that you had in mind?
Oh, shoot. I don't know, brother. I like the hotel one of the girl at the hotel. That one's pretty interesting. It's
Yeah, it is. Like when you tell somebody, oh, it's some girl that died in a hotel, it don't sound all that interesting. But when you look into the details of everything, like the fact that there's no way she could have got in that water tank by herself, and it's just a lot of weird shit around that. And then if you know the history of that hotel, just that hotel alone, you could do a whole live just talking about that hotel. The Night Stalker, what was his name? I know his last name was Ramirez. His first name escapes me right now. But he stayed there, the Black Bedalia, that incident happened. She was staying there when they found her all mangled up and shit. So there's been a lot of weird stuff happen at that hotel. I think Alyssa Lamb's incident is just the most recent one.
I'm back,
yeah.
bro. What's going on?
Well, I just don't understand why she didn't just like run where people were at, like a lobby or something,
Yeah, I know.
or
It's
like
weird. What up, El Jefe?
Yeah, I'm back, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking up
Yeah,
Elise
it is.
Lamb right now, bro. I'm trying to find the name of the hotel. What's the name?
It's called well, they changed the name of it now, but it was called the Cecil
Cecil.
Hotel when that happened. And I think it was called the Cecil Hotel for a majority of his existence. It's been there a long time too. Like, I think
It's
it's
been
either
since
the early.
1924, bro.
Yeah, so it's almost 100 years old, so it's bound to have like some kind of history. But if you look into it, like, there was times where there was just murders happening for decades at a time, like bodies being found in there and stuff. Now it's not so bad. Like, as far as I know, nothing happened since the Alyssa Lamb incident. But also, for those of y'all who watch American Horror Stories, they actually had a whole season of, I think it was called The Hotel, and that was inspired by the Cecil Hotel.
Yeah, it says since 1931, that was the first reported, you know what I'm saying, suicide there. W.K. Norton died in the room after taking poison capsules. Then through the 40s and 50s, more suicides occurred at that hotel. By the 1960s, longtime residents had begun to call Cecil the Suicide Hotel. I see the
hey,
black
bro.
Yeah.
black
If
dahlia.
someone paid you 100K, bro, would you spend the night there?
Oh shit, it's next to Skid Row, bro, in LA.
Oh yeah, it is. It is right next to Skid Row. Hey, Hefe, did you hear the question though?
What was the
Would you stay
question?
there for 100K?
I gotta be drunk, high, with a 357, bro. You know what I'm
They
saying? I
had
ain't
to
gonna just
supply
say,
you. They had to supply you with a whole lot of lean on top of the 100K, right?
yeah, bro. Because if I see a ghost, I'm just shooting it, bro. I'm saying it's next week, Saturday.
I'm gonna be honest. I would do it just because um I'm not exactly sure when the Alyssa land because it's been a while since I looked into it, but I think that happened like in 2012, somewhere around there. So we're in 2020. You know, if it's been like 8 years since the last incident, I would be willing to do it.
Would you have some
Yeah, I would
weapons
do
with
it,
you, bro?
bro. Okay. Damn, she was 21, bro. She was young.
Yeah, she was in college. Yeah, she was in college.
Is there
And
any
bro,
way
why do
anybody
people
could put the
stay
video,
there?
bro?
What was that?
Why the fuck do people even stay there?
I mean, it's LA.
Probably cheap.
But what were you saying? You were asking if I could share the video?
Yeah, of her like where they're. It looks like when she's
I'm
walking through the halls and before she enters the elevator, bro.
Yeah, I'm on my phone. I don't have a way to screen share. And my laptop, it died. Like a transformer over here blew up and my laptop it's gone. So I gotta get it fixed. Cause I would have been willing to break it out for this live, but
Get
I
an
gotta get it
Alienware,
fixed
bro.
first.
Everybody has an
Yeah, I should
Alienware.
get it. I should get an Alienware. An Anunnaki wear. Oh, hold up,
Yeah,
hold up.
bro.
Oh, we got El Dude. Sorry if I don't know
Yo,
how long you were there. I hope I didn't keep you waiting too long.
I was there for like, let me see, 45 minutes.
Damn.
Nah.
Nah, nah, just right now, like a minute or so.
All right.
What's up,
Oh, then we
Jefe?
got the
What's going
boxing
on?
Jedi.
Jedi. So Jedi. We also got
Yo, fellas, what's going on? What's
what's
going
up?
on, Coco, Jefe, MXPC? What's going on, everybody else? Dude, Red, what's going on?
What's
It's
going
Going
the
on,
on,
bro?
bro?
it's the
Hey,
dust.
how's it going? Oh, we got a full
Saludos,
panel
El
now.
dog.
saludos, hermano.
Saludos, mi hermano.
And El
Yo,
Dog, what's going on, El Dog? How you doing, brother?
¿Qué pasa?
¿Qué pasa? What's going on? How you doing
Yeah,
over there?
how
that's
you
good, man.
do?
I'm good.
Hey, El dog. Have you ever heard of Dice Clay?
Dice, that's me.
Huh?
Have you ever
It's,
heard of
fuck,
Dice?
it's fucking me.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of Dice?
Die?
Yeah, I love the fucking guy.
No, I'm saying El dog. Has El dog ever heard of Dice?
What, like
You know what that is, Dice?
you roll the dice?
No. He's a comedian
Like,
actor.
oh, no.
Oh, you never. Oh, you got. Hey, one thing you got to do, El dog. When you're in your spare time, you got to YouTube. Was it Andrew Dice? I think it was.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Andrew Dice Clay.
That's
Yeah,
a
and-
funny motherfucker, bro.
Teach him boxing. Let him know.
Yo, that's the one funny dude, bro. If you need insults, bro, especially on chicks, oh man, this dude got you covered, guys.
Oh, he had the
Yeah, I was
nursery
gonna
rhyme.
say, when I want a good laugh, I usually listen to 78's reaction to Loma making Rigo quit. Where he kicks his dog and he wants to, shoot his wife or something. Yeah, that's always a good one that gets me laughing.
Hey, Jefe, you heard of Dice? I'm pretty sure you have. Huh?
Nah, I don't know who the fuck that is.
Nah. Oh man, you guys. Hey, Coke. I'm pretty sure I know you have it because you're younger, but you guys will learn a lot from that motherfucker.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
He had like the nursery rhymes.
We got the. You know what I like about this? We got the the older generation and the newer generation, and so we're gonna get some good perspectives. Jay Cotto, well, first off, I'll just address the panel as a whole. Jefe, I know you know about it. Coco Tyler, you know about it now because we talked about it yesterday a little bit. But are any of y'all familiar with Alyssa Lamb, that girl who died at the Cecil Hotel like 8 years ago, I think it was?
Yeah, that hotel, bro. There's been so many things going on in that shit for años.
Is that the freezer incident?
Yeah.
No, she was
That's
found
in a tank and shit. A fucking one of those fucking big water gallon tanks. And well, not gallons, of course. It's like fucking a big ass tank, and they still wondering how the fuck she got in there.
Yeah,
they have no idea.
I remember hearing one. I think they found her like in the ice bucket or something like that.
Oh yeah, that's not this girl. This girl, she was found in the water tank on top of the hotel. No way she
yeah,
could have got in there by herself.
Oh,
And there's video, the last video they have of her, she's in the elevator and she's acting real weird. And one of the theories was she was playing this game that you had to like be in a building that has like more than 13 floors, and you got to like hit the elevator floors in a certain sequence. It's like it's some crazy shit because if supposedly if you do it, you end up in another dimension.
oh
Well,
shit.
this girl, yeah. So this girl, she was acting real weird in the elevator. She looked like she was hiding from somebody,
Wow.
and that's the last she was ever seen alive. The next time they found her,
that
next
bitch played hide and seek and fucking wound up hiding in the next dimension, bro. That's fucked up.
You know what that sounds like, bro? That sounds like some serial killer put a game out there with some instructions, and
Yeah.
someone played those instructions, and they're like, "Hello."
Yup.
Well,
Yup.
well, dude, get this, all right. The way they found her is people were complaining about their water was coming black.
Oh,
So they went and they checked the water tank, and there was her body. Yeah, they were like it had a weird smell, weird tint to it. So, and they say that when that happened, there was a movie being filmed called Dark Water, where
Oh
the same
shit.
thing happened.
Oh shit!
Like,
Wow.
so
I never
yeah,
heard of that shit, but okay.
yeah, it's some crazy, it's some crazy stuff just with this story. And then like the other thing that's interesting about this is I don't know if you're familiar with Aleister Crowley, but he claims he was visited by an alien
Oh
by
yeah.
the name of Lamb.
Yeah, lamb. Yeah, and
And
it looks like a gray alien and shit.
yeah, it's like a gray alien. And you know, a lot of us believe it was a demon that visited him, but yeah, he claimed its name was Lamb. And I think um it was actually Lamb Liss or something like it was like similar to Alyssa. So like some people have tied this back to Aleister Crowley.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I everything's basically sacrificing to fucking either to Lamb, Mordok, or fucking Satan, right? So I mean, I wouldn't doubt this. This was a sacrificial type shit. You know what I mean? And they killed the girl.
It sounds like a ritual
Yeah.
for having people just bathe in fucking blood and shit.
Yeah, yeah. Like you know, did you
Man.
guys know? Did you guys know? And I hope nobody ever did this dumb shit. Please, guys, tell me you didn't do this. They're saying that the ice bucket challenge. Remember that shit?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
never did that shit.
Yeah.
They're saying that's a satanic baptism. So if you did that, you basically got baptized as Satan, man. And I never
Oh,
did it. Thank goodness, bro. So
I never did it either. I thought it was
Yeah,
stupid.
man.
I'm
I
not-
never did that, man. I don't give
Yeah.
a fuck about those people with whatever.
That sounds like
Nah,
that sounds like something like Coco might have done. Hey, Coco, you done that
But
shit
I'm
before?
saying, just to everyone, man, don't fuck with the occult, man. That shit is real. That shit is scary, man. That shit is fucked up.
It is. Yeah, like you
There's
don't.
bad energy out there. I don't care what religion you are, man. It's like this. The easiest way to describe it is energy. Like there's just bad energy out there.
that's crazy, man.
Yeah, and the reality is, as much as people try to explain everything with science, science doesn't explain everything. It definitely does not. You know, there's just too many. There's too many things that have happened that, you know, it's like I said, this thing with this girl, like they have no idea how she ended up in there. If she, I believe she was playing the game, and I believe that if you open yourself and your mind, because your mind's a very powerful thing, I believe it can cause supernatural things to happen.
Yep.
Like just for this girl just to disappear and then they find her in there. Like, is it possible that there was foul play? Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. I'm not gonna rule that out, but there was nobody who will want her dead. There's absolutely zero suspects. All they know is that she disappeared, and this is the next time they found her was in there.
Maybe she thought it was a room or some shit like that, and it was too dark, and she hid in there and fell in there and drowned.
But the thing is, you can't just open the top of that tank. See, I thought about that too. Like, you know, maybe she just wandered around. Who knows if she was on a psychedelic drug or something? You know, that's a possibility. But the thing is, a psychedelic drug is not going to give you the ability just to get in this tank that it's not very easy. If you're a big strong man, it's not that easy to get in there, much less, you know, a girl who's 120 pounds soaking wet getting in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. That's crazy.
I mean, where the hotel is though, Skid Row, isn't that like where a lot of drugs are being like sold and whatever? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, Skid
So I
Row
mean, it
is
is
famous
possible
for
she
that.
was out of her mind on drugs, but at the same time, how'd she get in there? Like, did
Yeah,
someone help her?
that's the biggest mystery right there. Like either it was more than likely it had to be multiple people, because it's like I said, it's not just easy to take the top off of that tank. It's extremely difficult. You got to be either one strong motherfucker or
Unless
a
the tech,
couple decent. Uh-huh.
unless the lid was already off, like how do they call it, like pre-planned or
That's
something.
true. That's a possibility. Like if they were doing maintenance or something like that. But then again, that means they would have had to close it. And don't you think they would have noticed a girl's body in the tank when they went to close it?
No, I mean like premeditated, like a criminal will leave it open intentionally so that when they commit the crime, they would just dump the body and then close it later, like fast.
Oh, okay. I see
I
what you're
te-
saying.
I tell you guys right now, if she was a midget, none of this shit would have happened to her.
Oh,
All right, I'm
Uh,
gonna bring Conan in real quick.
No doubt.
So I'm gonna put myself out for a little while.
Yeah, I'm
And
gonna slide off. No. I'm gonna slide off. I just want to say what's up to the fellas, and I'll probably slide back in a couple, no doubt.
all
right on,
right,
Dice.
he's,
All right, brothers. All right, peace out, brothers. I
Peace
catch
out,
you.
all
brother.
right, peace.
All right, guys, no doubt. Peace.
What's up, Coco?
What's
Now we
going
got
on, bro?
Now we got
Hey,
Conan,
yo.
What's up, Jefe?
the barbarian. All right, go ahead.
Oh,
What
Conan,
were you
Red,
saying,
bro.
Hefe?
What do you know about
hello,
the ball
guys.
worship, bro?
What'd you say, Jefe?
The ball worship.
The bald worship? I never heard of it, brother.
Baal, like B-A
Baal.
double A
But
L.
all worship.
Wait, are you talking
Yeah.
about the statue?
Baal worship. Yeah.
Yeah.
Baal.
Oh, I
Yeah,
never heard
I've
of it.
only heard about that like a little bit.
What is
Yeah,
it?
it's a statue that they used to it has a furnace in the belly of it. And they used to throw infants in there. They believe a lot of Christian preachers will tell you that that's where abortion started.
That's
Because-
abortion right there because they burn the fetuses like that, man. It's a big
Yeah.
sacrifice.
They did something like that in Europe, but there was a bull, like a bull of iron, and they'll put a man inside, and they'll heat up the fucking bull, kill the man.
Yeah,
like that.
that was a fucked up torture, you know, or execute. It really is execution. because-
Execution
Bro,
torture. Yeah.
they would call Baal the fucking Lord of Two Horns, bro.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that in a movie with it was the Conan movie, wasn't it? Conan the Barbarian. Didn't he have one of those movies where?
I haven't seen that movie.
That
Speaking of
shit's fucked
Conan
up,
the
though, man.
Barbarian, Conan, do you know about this?
What the Baal worship?
Yeah,
Yeah, bro.
I heard of it.
yeah,
I
but
don't
that's
know much
basically
about
what.
it.
Yeah, that's basically
Baal
What do you know
what
about
it
the
is.
Canaanites, bro?
Shoot, I don't know much about them either. Canaanite. So I'm.
Hefe's throwing all the
Are
Bible.
some of like the Mexican cartels like satanic?
Yeah, brother. They do like human sacrifice and also know.
But that's to do with the Aztec culture, isn't it? Like a lot of the pagan shit the Aztecs used to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Canaanites were the people who lived in the land of Canaan, an area which, according to ancient texts, may be included in part modern day Israel, Palestine, Lebanon, Syria, Jordan. Because you know what I'm saying? According to my research, you know what I'm saying? All this Luciferic shit brings me back to the days of Canaan, bro. It was a
So you
Semitic
saying like
civilization.
fake Jews?
Yeah, bro. So, they
Nah,
would
They
do
were the-
that ball
Wait,
worship and human sacrifice.
Talking about like
back in those days.
Khazaria and all that.
Khazaria, hold on.
Like way back there was some ancient civilization called Khazaria. There's like a lot of paganism that went on there, and it was like the Caucasus Mountains and some of Russia and some of Eastern Europe.
Hold on, bro. I'm looking for this because I got a whole table where it actually breaks it down. I'm looking for that. It gives you like a timeline, bro.
What, Tartaria?
No, the Khazarians. So what L Dog said.
You know, the mud flood?
But the
Yeah, because it's
Canaanites
taking me
were the
all the
ones
way
who
back
did.
to the Brotherhood of the Snake. I don't know if you guys know about that.
Oh yeah. The Brotherhood of the Snake was like the origins of the Illuminati or something, wasn't it?
Yep. That's facts. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Like this shit breaks it down to the core, man. You got the druids, bro. The Burning Man ritual. You know what I'm saying, bro? And all that traces back to the Canaanites, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Weren't the Druids the ones who did like the Wicker Man? Like that
Yep.
kind of sacrifice? All right. I'm just like some of this stuff there's a lot of conspiracy stuff that I've forgotten. And it's like when we get to talking about it, it like comes back to me, you know?
Yeah,
And,
same with me.
Yeah, because
I'm
I
still
used to
looking
be
for the
real heavy.
Like I'm more like a conspiracy. I know more about conspiracies that are like government related, not necessarily like those type of conspiracies.
Well, a lot of times they tie together. If you the rabbit holes, they come full circle a lot of times. Like there could be some stuff that happened like in ancient times that relates to something today, you know? Like, I mean, the Alyssa Lamb thing can be linked back to Aleister Crowley, who died in the early 1900s, you know? So,
Yeah.
and we're
Like
talking
this,
about a girl.
I found the
Mhm.
Khazars, bro. The Khazars comes from the Vatican, and it was during the Dark Ages. That's when they built, bro. It was a pagan, what's it called? I don't know how the fuck you say this word, bro. Bastilianus, like cult. So they come from the Dark Ages during the Silk Road trade routes that bridged the East and the West. You know what I'm saying? And that created a lot of merchants. You know what I'm saying? So that's what this shit is saying, bro. I'm not sure. You might want to do
And
the
what did the
research.
Silk Road used to sell?
Bullshit.
Not like the spices, right?
Silk,
I guess.
silk and spices like fabrics.
The
Yeah.
reason why I ask is because there is a website on the dark web. Now, I don't surf the dark web, and I don't suggest anybody do unless you
Young guy did it. He told me.
unless you really know what you're doing. A young God, I hope you kept yourself safe when you did that. But there's a store on there called the Silk Road, and I think it got taken down now. But when it was operating, you were able to buy illegal guns, drugs. You could buy your way into a red room, which are any of y'all familiar with red rooms?
No.
Nah,
Yeah, the
what's
way they
that?
torture people.
Oh, the snuff
Yeah.
parties. What are those?
Yeah, basically hostile, but
Damn.
just add a webcam into the equation and a way to buy yourself basically a viewing. You know,
Yeah,
like
That's
bro.
you could
fucked
I
buy.
up.
heard. I heard they have videos of them like beating homeless people up and like injecting bleach in like pregnant women.
Oh shit.
See, that
Yeah,
shit's fucked up, man. Like, I wouldn't pay for that. First of all, let's say you were into that stuff. You're gonna be paying for that shit. Like your credit card, your email's gonna go out
Now
to
they
these
do it by
weird people.
Bitcoin.
Yeah, I
yeah.
suppose
They
you'd
can't
have
trace
to,
it.
man, because you'd want to protect yourself.
Supposedly you can buy hitmen. Now, once again, I am not suggesting. First
This is
off,
on
I'm not.
Minecraft.
Yeah, on Minecraft, but just so I'm clear, I am strongly suggesting against going on the dark web, which is a shame because the dark web actually has way more information than the web that we're accustomed to it, and it actually can be a good, useful tool. But it's just it's too easy.
There's a lot
I
of
like the
info
training with,
on
huh?
conspiracies and government.
Evil looks everywhere,
Yeah.
bro. There's evil everywhere.
But it's just a lot of sick people under that put
Yeah.
Yeah,
sick
bro.
shit on.
You know another thing that's kind of creepy, bro. They have videos of like random people, like they store like small little cameras in people's houses, and they just watch them.
Yeah, that's
a
freaky
popular
as
thing.
hell.
A
You could
popular
hack into
thing these
people's
days
cameras.
is like selling people's information and their identity.
You
Yeah,
can pick,
bro. Like the cameras are like a screw, and there's screws all over your house, bro. So like, any of those screws could be a camera.
each
Bruh.
camera sends out like a different frequency, and there's computer gadgets that pick up those frequencies wherever they're at, and you could tap into them. And if you could, it's easy to fucking just hack into the fucking camera. Dude.
That's some fucked up shit, man.
Hey,
But,
have you ever heard of that website? I forget how it's called, but you can search up. It's like $5, I think, and you put your street address, like your house, and they can find out if someone died in your house.
fuck
Oh, shit.
that. I ain't gonna give out my info like that.
No, well, it's like a company. It's not like
Oh, so it's like an actual legit thing?
yeah, it's an actual thing, and they keep records. Like when someone dies, like they keep records where they died, how they died. They probably if someone died in your house, they know.
Yo. I actually knew someone who
Young.
lived in a house
It's
where like a
cracking,
child
Young
died.
Doc on here, bro.
And
Come on, bro. Let L Dog speak, bro.
yeah, I actually knew someone who lived in a house where a child died. And like, I know this person is a member of my family. He wasn't bullshitting either. But he bought like a toy car for one of my cousins when it was his birthday, and that car was riding around at night. It was the craziest shit I ever heard.
Bro,
Because
them
that
ghosts.
child fucking died in the house. Like, whenever he would like, I don't know, he said like that robotic car was just fucking driving around on its own.
Bro, that boy was whipping, bro.
Hey,
Them
bro.
ghosts were whipping.
When I first moved to Pennsylvania, like fucking a long ass time ago, I think
Mind
the first
you,
house
he
we
did
moved,
like to drink, so it could have been he's just drunk as fuck.
the first house we moved into, bro, someone died in it, bro. Like when we first walked into it, it just smelled like fucking like piss, bro. I guess like sick people lived there.
Mm,
And
delicious. Hey,
I'll say
man.
that the worst place. There's a place in New Zealand. It's like an abandoned mental hospital. I bet that place is fucking haunted as a motherfucker.
Bro, anybody
so,
know
like-
who Nimrod is, bro?
Nimrod,
Hey,
yeah,
bro,
sounds
that-
familiar.
That's the god, bro. That's my god.
Ah,
Yo.
shit.
Nah,
Yeah,
man.
Nimrod- Nimrod was in the Bible, and he's also in the
Someone
in the
check this guy
Quran.
out, bro.
He's in the Quran too. Hey, Coco, man, I think I got somebody, man. I actually see. I don't know if I want to actually set him up in this, man. I think, hey, Red Glove, you know who Ben Umar is?
Yeah,
L Dog,
bro.
you know, L Dog, you know who Ben Umar is?
The dude with the fake church, bro?
Nah,
No,
never
no.
heard of him.
No, he's in
I know
boxing
who Ben
community.
Umar is. He's
Yeah,
in the boxing. He's in the boxing community. I'm gonna
Yo.
put myself backstage again. I'm
I
putting
don't
young
know who
God
it
back
is.
on.
What about him, bro? What about him?
He's crazy. All right, well, he's like OV, but he's black, but he's like crazy. His channel keeps getting deleted because he's crazy. And I mean, listen, I do want to bring him over there just to have a debate with OV, but I kind of don't because I don't want to be in charge of that shit, and I don't want to be liable like if they start dropping addresses and shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
shit.
Hey,
Come
leave
on,
it to
bro,
the
let's do it.
MXPC.
Let's
Leave
set
it
it
to the
up.
MXPC, bro. We will proudly take responsibility of anybody who dies or something like that. Hey, man, I just want to say one thing, bro.
In
One
Minecraft.
thing, man. Ronald Finkley, bro, you a hoe, bro. You a hoe, bro, and I'll knock you out, bro. All right, go
Hey,
ahead.
who's Ronald Finkley, bro?
Weirdo Ron keeps posting these weird fucking
Bro,
comments, man.
he
Like,
timed me out.
yeah, trigger me bad, and he's got
Yeah.
these like pirate flags.
He timed me
Hey,
out,
bro.
bro.
Like, who
Hey,
taught this
Ronald.
boomer how to use emojis?
What a faggot, bro. Anyways,
He's
bro,
putting,
I'm not
he's
trying to
putting
go
that
off on
Pete
Red Bull's
boxing
channel, bro.
emoji, bro.
Young guy, we gotta keep our composure, bro. We are
Right,
guests
right.
here, bro. We are
I-
Hey,
guests.
so what do y'all know
apologize.
about the tribe of Dan, bro?
Isn't that like
What do you
some
know?
Jewish
What do you
stuff?
know? What do you know about Bestcore, bro?
Hey, yo, Ronald, bro, you a hoe, bro, and I'll knock you out, bro. Where you at? Where you at, bro? I don't
Show your
talk on
face,
the
Ronald.
internet. I don't
Yo,
talk
I'm
on
here.
the internet.
Yo, I'm here right now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, bro, where you at, bro?
I'm not here. I'm not here to beef with the MXBC. I just wanted to make sure because I'm way up in the sticks, nigga. I'm on the roof. But
Bend
right
the
now,
knee.
I just wanted to
What the fuck
show
are you
my boy
talking about?
Red Glove Militant some respect.
Bend
Hey,
the
bro,
knee.
what you talking, bro? What you talking, man? What's up with it? Where you at, bro?
I know
I ain't
y'all
with-
niggas don't like me, bro. I get that part. But I'm
Bro,
just
Nah,
I
saying,
don't even
bro.
know who
Did,
you
did
are.
you
have
time
fun.
me
What
out,
the
bro?
hell?
Did you time me out?
Hey, yo, Ronald, who's the
I
one that
time
keeps on
everybody
calling
out,
you,
bro.
bro? Ronald,
What'd you
who's the
say?
one that keeps on calling you every night, bro?
You know I time everybody out, bro, when I don't like you. Y'all know that shit.
Yo,
Bro,
but
I ain't even say. I don't even know you, bro. Who are
fucking
you?
know who you are, bro.
Ronald, who keeps on
What's
calling
up,
you
L
every
Dog?
morning, bro?
What's up, L Dog?
What's up?
How you been, bro?
This nigga's
I'm chilling,
retarded,
bro.
bro.
Nigga, that's your
I just,
crew, nigga. I don't know none of these niggas.
Like,
So
oh,
that's how that goes.
no comment.
You just
Anyways,
come talking shit, bro.
yeah, bro. Who are you, bro? You time me out because you don't like me. I got that, but like,
I'm
I
gonna
don't
get
even
off
know
because I
you.
only got 4%. I just wanted to come in and show you, see if I had the connection.
Man, I'm gonna empty
Yo,
the clip, bro. I'm gonna empty the clip on your
Nah,
grandma's
I'm gonna say
house,
this.
bro.
I'm gonna say this. Run,
MXBC,
run.
keep
There's
doing
no
y'all in
beef.
this boxing shit. Keep
There's
doing
no
y'all in
beef.
this boxing shit.
There's
Bro,
no
just
beef.
shut the
There's
fuck
no
up,
beef.
bro.
I'm
But
so
sometimes
confused, man.
sometimes it's like we think
You
that
hurt,
you
nigga.
have
You hurt
beef
right
with
now. You
us.
hurt right now.
Hold on,
Ronald,
bro.
shut the
Shut up,
fuck
bro.
up,
I'm
bro.
trying to
Get off the
figure
panel,
out,
bro.
man. What are you? What? I don't get you, bro. You're making my head hurt,
Y'all don't talk boxing, bro.
bro.
MXB don't talk boxing.
The fuck you
Y'all
want us to
don't
do,
talk
bro?
boxing.
But you
But
were
none of
just
y'all niggas
praising
talk.
us, bro.
Y'all don't talk boxing, but none
hey,
of y'all niggas
Ronald,
talk boxing.
Just stop
Ronald,
crying, bro.
Dude,
why do you
L
keep
Dog's
on calling me,
autistic.
bro?
Okay, I'm
Why do you
kidding.
keep on calling me every night, bro?
But
I'm
with
confused.
all
Oh,
all due
hold on.
respect,
Did you say I call you every night,
That's the
nigga?
situation,
You
bro.
trolling, bro. You trolling if you said that shit.
Nah, bro, I was receiving phone calls, bro.
You wildin', bro. You fake as fuck now to me. You got me fucked up.
What is going on,
Hey,
bro?
Ronald, bro,
Nah,
just shut
bro, I
the
don't know
fuck
who's
up.
calling
Your
me,
old
bro.
See,
ass.
this is why I
Calm
can't
down,
respect y'all niggas. Y'all niggas ain't even real.
Man, you were just sucking us off, bro. You were just sucking us up. You were like, "Oh, MXPC, keep
Bye,
doing your
nigga. I
thing."
got 3%. Bye, motherfuckers. Y'all
Yeah,
fake as
man. I'm gonna empty the
Hey,
clip
hey,
on your
Ronald.
grandma's crib.
Hey,
Ronald.
regular, needs to address the
I was
situation,
gonna
bro.
ask Ronald a question.
Confused.
I was just about to ask him a question if he knew a good conspiracy theory.
Bro, I'm just so confused, man.
Hey, bro, are the Phoenicians and Sumerians by any way connected, bro?
Phoenicians,
Yeah,
yeah. Well, the Akkadians, they took over pretty much the same land that ancient Sumerians habited,
it's like
right?
the
So,
Philistines.
yeah, Listen, the Sumerian language, they technically don't have a family tree, right? So, to be honest with you, what our interpretation of the tablets is just us breaking it down. The Phoenicians are the closest to what their language was, like which is Semitic. So that's pretty much the closest you're gonna get. But they're like their language was like singing almost.
Yeah,
They
because
like
right
sang.
here in this chart I got, it says like early canon was the Sumerians and the later canons were the Phoenicians.
Those are what you call now today the Philistines.
Do you know
You know what
about
I'm saying?
Khazaria?
Philistines. They're spelled PHILI.
Because Khazarians was like way after this shit.
Yeah, no, they were before Christ. The Philistines, they were before Christ, and they
Oh shit,
they
bro!
were
Right
from
here,
they
hold
were from
on,
the part
I
of
gotta
Canaan.
give. Right here it says Genesis, the book of Genesis is a correlation to the Sumerians methodologically, bro.
Dang, bro.
Damn, bro.
Well, it refers to them as the Philistines. That's the
getting
same people
deep.
of Canaan, like the Israelites and
Damn,
all
this
that.
is too deep,
Yeah,
bro.
the
I
Phoenicians.
need to smoke a blunt, bro. Hold on.
Facts, bro. I need to
Our
go
hyper's gonna
sniff a
go
line.
crazy, bro.
It's like
He's going crazy.
it's like you're talking about the America, and you're mentioning just like Texas, like the whole
Yeah.
land. Yeah,
The only thing is one was before the other. Like so, the
yeah.
Sumerians were before the
First,
Bible, and
yeah,
then
they're first. Yeah.
yeah. Then the Bible said, nah, you know what? We're going to connect these two and take this story and take that and then make this. And I like the Himes. We like that song. We're going to take that. Yeah, that good idea.
Now that we're talking about this particular, have you guys heard of the Witch of Endor? That's in the Bible too.
Oh, bro.
But supposedly it all goes back to the powerful death cult ruling the earth for record of human history, bro. Which
I got
is
a question.
human sacrifice, bro, and the ball worship, bro.
Well, that's life energy. That's literally life energy. It's like, to be honest with you, I feel like the elites know what they know physics, right? So energy can be like a positive energy. Obviously, you use that depending on the work. You could cancel out that positive energy and work. Depending, like I said, depending on the work, you could cancel out the positive. They know that life force energy is like a whole different topic. I don't even know if you guys want to get into that. But,
no, but they have tapped into. They tried tapping into the whole MK Ultra shit, that mind control. It's all fucking psychological warfare, bro. Yeah. All that shit counts. Like they actually think that they could like communicate telepathically. So all these metaphysical, they searched it. Even Hitler was into all that shit, bro.
You want my honest opinion? I feel like our ancestors did communicate that way because they didn't have a language. And it's kind of weird because Sumerians, they technically sang to each other to speak. So it was like, you know how like they teach you in choir to hit certain notes and you're like singing the note? That's how they were speaking. They were speaking to each other like that. That's weird, right? That's like alien shit.
Yeah. And what if you guys have heard the Witch of Endor? It was like talking to the dead. They went. I can't remember if it was Samuel or Sam. Yeah, it was Samuel. I think he went to go ask a witch for advice to go contact the dead. And when he contacted the dead, a prophet, I can't remember who it was. They turned against them. They were like, "You can't. You're using witchery to contact the people of God over here to give you advice." So it was like it's in the Bible, waking up, talking to the dead, using the witch. So
yeah, thing is, they're trying to tap into the universal intelligence, and there's ways to do that. That's me going on the surface of you could possibly research all this. What I'm about to say, and you could do that negatively, which I sacrifice, and you could do that positively, which would be like through meditation and learning yourself, which takes a long time. But obviously, killing people makes you life force. Like I said, that's a different topic. And then you can achieve that also doing it negatively, but it has to do a lot with energy.
So Smoke.
Hey, what's up, guys? So yeah, I just jumped on because you guys I heard I was in the bushes, but then you said the tribe of Dan, so I figured I'd jump on because I actually witnessed their integration into the modern Israeli society.
Yeah, well, I'm a big fan of the tribe of Dan.
Yeah, it was the last, the original tribes, like they're the lost tribe out of Ethiopia.
Yeah, they call them the last tribe.
They were like, they were like, they weren't the converts. They're not the Ashkenazi or anything. They're like the original tribes out of North Africa, the Ethiopian Jews. And Haile Selassie is supposed to be related directly from Solomon and Bathsheba.
Hey, Smoke, I got a Smoke, real quick. Was that before the Polish and Hungarian people came to Israel and then did their whole like we're the real Jews?
Yeah, no. So the Hungarian conversion was way after. It was way after. So the tribe of Dan was in the 80s, right? That's when they finally got recognized, right? But they were lost way before the Hungarian conversion, King Harold. That Hungarian that whole persecution of the Jews are a bunch of converts, not actually the original Jews, right? That's what that whole Ashkenazi thing is about. That's what being Jewish versus being a Jew is.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so it's not a race. Got it. Right.
Hey, but what do you guys think about this, man? This is my theory. Like, Jewish people technically worship the Antichrist if you're a Christian, because if you believe, like, what the Jewish people believe is they haven't seen their God yet. They want their God to, come down and make himself present. But if you read the Bible, it's actually the Antichrist that will come first. And he will claim to be God and he will have the power of a God. However, it's after that that the true Christ returns. So technically, if you add up the two timelines, wouldn't it be that the Jewish people are worshipping the Christian? Let's say something did come down. The Jewish people will accept it as their God. The Christians, if they read the Bible, will assume it's the Antichrist.
Wow, that's like some reversals
it's two things. It's two things, right? So the state of Israel, right? Israel wasn't supposed to be restored until the Messiah came back, right? And so we were having a conversation the other day about the Hasidic, right, the Chabad, and they had their Rebbe Shlomo, and that guy was supposed to be the idea of their prophet coming back, the Messiah coming back, that was supposed to legitimize the state of Israel. That's, as prophesied. But also the state of Israel is supposed to be a secular state, not a religious one, right? So there's this group of people who just want their own home and don't want to be wandering around being persecuted in their minds, right? They want their own homeland, and they don't give a damn about the religion. Then there's another group of people that says the state of Israel can't exist until the Messiah comes back. And so there's a nice little, there's this gray area whether or not Rebbe Shlomo is actually the return of the Messiah, or whether or not Jesus was the return of the Messiah. But Jesus is an idea about not necessarily reestablishing the state of Israel, but freeing humanity from the laws, right? The laws of Moses. So you don't have to actually have 400 different individual laws. You can just condense those into 10 commandments.
Do you think Jesus is used as a metaphor?
No, I believe in the literal interpretation of Jesus Christ.
I'm asking Smoke.
Yeah, the original history was a metaphor, right? But then they took that metaphor that had been centuries old, and they stuck it onto a religion in order to, advance Western civilization on the world. They combine the new gods with the old, essentially.
Right. And then what do they do? They put language to it too to teach the new world.
You're talking about Constantine.
2 languages.
Well, how would you guys explain? How would you guys explain when the similarities that are not correlated? Like for example, the Aztecs believed in that their god. If I'm not saying it, I can't remember if it was Quetzalcoatl, who was going to return and restore order as well. So what are the similarities or?
That's not what Christians believe.
No, I know, but they say that the return of Christ, he's going to return not as a lamb, but as a lion.
Nothing's new under the sun. That's pretty much what I look at it is modern man has always took ancient stories and said it's ours. Like we always did that, or put a new twist on it and claimed it. This is just the way that things are. You know what I mean? Like, the Bible basically took a lot of ancient Sumerian stories. I mean, the flood, the Garden of Eden story, what else? The hymns, the songs. I mean, so a lot of things were taken and then put into the Bible. So nothing is new under the sun. That's the way I look at it.
Well, it didn't just take that from ancient Sumerian civilization. It also took the word sin, which is also called Nana, which was the moon goddess.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, you went deep with it.
So,
yeah,
of course. So that's how I'm going to go. So if you look at the word, if you let me finish, if you say the word sin, that came from ancient Sumerian civilization, which was called Nana, the moon goddess. So to put that in context, when we say everybody's born in sin, how to use that? Well, Nana was the moon goddess. So when you say you're born in sin, you're born in a womb of emotions. And sin is uncontrolled emotions of the woman. So everybody technically is born in sin if you look at it, if in the right context, how they switch it up.
It's a metaphor.
To the womb of emotions by a woman. So
it was a metaphor.
Correct. But when you're born in sin, it's not mean you're born in freaking evil doing. You're born in uncontrolled emotions. Until you get emotional intelligence that can control that. I'm done.
Man, let me break that awkward silence.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. I can't argue with that. Like, I see what you mean, but people will never have the emotional intelligence not to sin.
No, it's not about not having it. Everybody will have emotional intelligence if you teach them correctly. But we live in a society where it's not about teaching correctly. They reverse the polarity. So if knowledge, wisdom, understanding brings about unity and peace, reverse the polarity of those three words or apply the antonyms, and that means ignorance, confusion. Ignorance brings about confusion, which confusion just means like today the gray area, or in the book, the fog. That's what confusion is. Ignorance, confusion brings about manipulation, division, war. So they reverse the polarity. And that's how they charge in the world with that. So you learn to do it the other way, so you could bring the opposite effect.
But that's how they rule. That's how they rule. That's how there's divide and conquer mentality. That's
Correct.
how it
So
is.
which is about teaching your kids the right way. You know what I mean? Going against that grain. You know what I mean? You can't, of course, they own the waves. So yeah, they could spread all around the world, but you could start here and teaching correctly. The thing is, don't give in to that. Also, when I was talking about this Ethiopia, and then the Jews and all that, well, the letter J wasn't created till the 14th century, 15th century by Pierre Ramus. The letter J did not exist. And then, yeah, they want to say, oh, well, the Y had the J sound. That's BS. History is an omni event. History is an omni event. It means everything's going on at the same time. So our linear vision of history is distorted. History is more of an art than a fact. And so, like my man said earlier, yeah, man, take it from every era and flip the crap and do this and do that, and then put their spin on it as manipulation for whoever's in control or at that time. Wherever empire is in control, they flip it in their image. And that's what they do with every empire or.
That's true.
Yep.
You're making some real solid points. I mean, that's why Hitler said it's not the truth that matters, but victory.
Right. So
because I mean, when you win, right? When you win, like say he won the Second World War, well, the people on Earth today would have recognized as the truth would have been a hell of a lot different to what we recognize now.
Correct. So when your people say the original Jews and all that, you're perpetuating lies. You're perpetuating facts because the only Jews are the ones you see today. There was no original Jews. If you want to say that, then just apply those people. You want to say Hebrew. The Hebrew and the Jew are not the same people. Okay? So they want to say the original Jews. They then associate them with being black people. And then so the Jews today can say they can connect themselves through a word, a made up word, you know what I'm saying?
No, they want to separate themselves from. They want to create a race, is what they want to do, and say, "Oh, Jewish is a race."
They were already a race.
It is.
They're already their race. You know what I mean? But they're trying to connect to an older group, an older history back in the day, and show that there was some connection between the two where it wasn't. What it is they took that and they flipped it in their own way and try to say, yeah, we're connected to them. And they make everybody think, well, the original Jews, well, I say in place of the word Hebrew. But it's in the
Right.
I got a question for you, Myron, real
But
quick, bros.
that's my point. So like L Dog thinks that it's a race, right? So how
No, I
could
think it's. Let me say this: it's an ethno-religion. I think over the like years and years and years of selective breeding, they've kind of become their own race.
Yeah, the only problem is you still have the Ethiopians. Yeah, the only problem is you still have the Ethiopians. You still have the Sephardics. You still have the Ashkenazi. You still have the regional differences.
What I want to know, Myron, who controls the world, bro?
Ethiopian is a conquered name. It's really disrespectful, but we don't know the history that much. Now, back in the day,
But it's a moment in time, though. I mean, all of it is a modern. I mean, if you can go back to Meroe, you can say Nubia or Kushite. But But the point is, it's modern tongue, right? Not necessarily the way that they saw themselves or what they called themselves, right?
Ethiopian word is originally an adjective. And it's a Greek word. It's not of the Amharic language. Ethiopian is a Greek word. That came from Alexander. And when they came with Constantine, and also who else was with them? Constantine, if you want to say your boy Hippocrates and all of them. If you want to say Philo, probably was there. All of them. But that's a Greek.
Yeah, I mean it's the Nubia. It's the Nubian kingdom, right? But that is what they call themselves, not necessarily what people know them as, right? So if you're saying today there's a country Ethiopia, and that has its own geographical boundaries, and they have their own peoples and like language and history, and that's what they're saying. Like they're mentioning that, not their original empire when they were going around dictating policy to the world, right?
Well, who was going around dictating policies? Abyssinia?
The Nubia, when the Nubians and the Egypt and the Cometians were, vying for supremacy of the Nile.
Well, if you're going to say, you could say Cometians, you could say Cushites. The Nubians, Cushite, originally of Ethiopia.
Right, but even the Cushites were like lower kingdom, right? So they were, it was, but that's what I mean when I was saying. That's what I'm saying is there's a way that we understand those people, and then there's a way that those people understood themselves historically.
Right. So I'm saying.
So like going back before like the 3rd century BC, it's like, I mean, you could do that, but it makes it hard to discuss right now what we mean today in like Israel. In modern day Israel, what you have is a bunch of ethnic tribes, and those people that came from what is understood as Ethiopia.
Right. That's why I'm saying it's more so a religion than a group of or a race.
There is it's no past day Ethiopia. I mean Israel. Israel did not become a state till after the League of Nations. It took the land off the strip, the strip right there, the top of off the top of Kemet. Okay, through the League of Nations after the World War of 1944. Then they changed all the Bibles. The word used before that was Jerusalem. They changed all the Bibles. They inserted Israel in there. But Israel was not a state till after World War II. That is fact.
That is true.
So
modern Israel, right? But you have to go modern Israel versus what Israel between when it fell to Rome versus when it rose again in its modern form.
Israel.
And then everything that happened in between that.
There was no Israel.
It was the kingdom of Israel, right?
There was no Israel kingdom versus Rome. History is, like I just said, history is more of an art than a fact. Israel did not become a state till after the League of Nations took the what's the strait called? I mean the strait right there seized the land above the strait above Egypt or Kush.
You talking about the Suez Canal or something?
Suez Canal, thank you. The Suez Canal from Egypt through force. It said this is going to be in land, and then NATO involved put Jews there. Due to history, it's all in the books. We can't go off, presumed history that some book that was written that wasn't published. That was published. Of course they put that because the people who own the Bible, the copyrights to the Bible, put that in there. And we're talking about Jews, right? So they own the Bible. It's theirs. So they inserted that in there.
Right. Right. I mean, and it's from their perspective, right? They have their own kings, and their kings fought wars against other people and the other kings, right? So whether or not other people recognize their kings, they had their own kings and their own kingdom. And actually, the wall is still there. Like the places where their old places from the old kingdom still exist in modern Israel today.
Excuse me?
I'm saying the idea that it wasn't the kingdom is, I don't know. It seems like that's a perspective, right? Because from their perspective, not only were they a kingdom, they had kings, they had a succession of kings, and they had their own boundaries. And what they had of their castle, you still have the walls there today. You still have the remnants of the old castle is still in Israel today, still in Jerusalem. I've been to the wall, right? That's what the wall is. It's like the last outer bank, the last outer wall of the old fortress. that was the House of Kings of Israel.
Well, you have to put the fact down that was all Nubian towers. Those are Nubian. Israel is on the African tectonic plate. Israel is Africa. Okay, that's fact. Look it up. So when you talk about Israel, you are talking about
actually Israel's in Asia.
No, it's on the African tectonic plate. Look it up.
Right, but it's not really
about what the people look like specifically, right? It's just and that's part of the reason why that's part of the reason why like where we are today is a little bit. I think we're a little bit mixed up because the people who inhabited much of the land today. Let me just finish. Okay, if I can just finish. Like the people who inhabit the land today aren't necessarily the historic people. Just like in America, right? You have all these ethnicities that have nothing to do with the indigenous people of America, right? And it's the same thing. And if you introduce the concept of race during that whole transition of the ethnic turnover in the majority, like, the dominant culture, right? Then you get these weird confusion conversations that we have. And I think the modern state of Israel is actually primarily made up of people of European descent, right? So it's a different thing than the historical kingdom of Egypt, right? I mean, kingdom of Israel. So when you're talking about Israeli, right? If you're talking about the history of the people, of the kings of the 12 tribes, that is necessarily a different conversation than who is the ethnic group that is now considered the dominant culture in Israel, right?
I wasn't going on I wasn't even pertaining like.
Yeah, well, I mean, it kind of goes.
People or the group there. If you're talking about Ashkenazi Jews, then you're talking about only Polish and Ashkenazi.
Yeah,
it's just Slavic Jew.
You talking about?
Well, it's a mixture. It's a mixture of people. They're a mixture. They're not just Slavic. They're like a mixture of shit.
You talking about?
I believe
the ancient world didn't care about the ancient world. The ancient world didn't concern it. The ancient world didn't concern itself with these differences, right? So now that we have the veil of racism that we see people through, now all this stuff makes we see the history and the people of history differently than they saw themselves.
Okay, let me ask a question. When did this concept of continents come into play? And who's controlling that? What we're considering continents?
I know.
Very quiet right now here.
Yeah, explain.
I don't have an answer for that one. Go ahead. Okay. Go ahead and enlighten us.
I don't. What I'm saying is, I'm sure it's changed over time.
Oh yeah, of course. Okay. And that was my point when I was saying, like, history, the modern man will always rewrite history in its favor. Right, we had somebody on the panel they were trying to tell me that ancient Egypt was European.
That's facts.
Right? So I'm like, wait, that's hold facts. On.
Ancient
Look
Egypt.
Right.
Fuck off.
Right, that's what they were trying to tell me. Right?
Yeah, that's false. That's false, yo. That's false.
Yeah, come on.
So aliens built the pyramids too. Yeah, okay.
Right. Nah, what I'm saying is, in my opinion, there were white people in Egypt, but it was like a mix. Most of them were African.
Yeah, invasion of Alexander. Great.
Yeah, that's it. And that was at a certain time period. I'm talking about ancient Egypt. If you just check the language. If you ever have a question, check the language. Then you'll find your answer.
Yeah, the metal netter.
The issue is with the way that we describe ancient, right? So if you say ancient history, then you have to apply Rome to that, right? Because Rome exists in that. But if you say ancient Egypt, that has nothing to do with Rome. Rome didn't exist.
Exactly. And that's my point. So, and then when they bring up, like, the later on pharaohs, and then you have these European researchers that'll test mummies next to the Nile River to make a claim that this certain time period, these pharaohs were all these mummies that they found next to the Nile River, which a lot of people use for transporting goods. Like, are you kidding me? That could be from,
AKA the Hopi River, because a lot of
right.
words we use are, since the like you say, invaders came in from the north and all that. A lot of words we use are words they use and changed and everything to disconnect people from specific knowledge and from themselves. But originally it's called the Hopi River, not the Nile.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, a lot of people nowadays, especially, I know L Dog doesn't like when I say this, but it just seems to me that a lot of European researchers every other year keep coming out and claiming history. They're even doing it to Asian people too. They said they
No,
were
I
the first
disagree.
samurai.
I think a lot of people are trying to take away from European history, actually.
Oh my God, bro! How? How?
But people are literally trying to say that all these fucking people were black.
Like where?
Like the Romans were black, and all these fucking Romans were black. Like you'd think that.
Romans were white. I'm
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were. Nobody said
I'm not saying that the Romans were all white. Obviously, they were black Romans because of North
Yeah,
Africa.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah,
and
African
around
and
Libya.
The Berbers controlled Sicily. Sicily was a port distribution ran by North Africans, the Berbers, and all that. When you're talking about, of course, let's say the Barcas, Hamilcar, Hannibal, Berbers, North African Muslims, men. So that was Sicily. Sicily was a port of that. Then when you're talking about where it got transferred or changed over, you have to go back to the Punic Wars.
You know what I find funny? You know what I find funny, Magnus? I told them Hannibal was black, right? And they laughed me out the joint. But that goes back to
because people want to steal history. That's
Exactly.
what's going on now. People are trying to
No,
steal.
no.
When they got
Hannibal,
defeated, hold on.
Hannibal
When he
was
got
white.
defeated, they changed his image. Literally, that's what happened.
Yeah,
there's
of course.
coins.
I'm sure.
There's coins of currency of originally him with his face on it.
Yeah, yeah. There's plenty of, and there's tons of white people that have drawn up pictures of Hannibal and in his proper dark skin, hairy beard, on an elephant presence in his appearance of what he was back then. It's
right.
I think it's geographically impossible for you.
He could have been like
not to cut nobody off, but I see the chat, the comment chat in the background, but I can't look at that because it'll knock me off. But I'm in the chat listening to y'all, but I can't like look at the comment because it'll knock me off the fucking thing.
Oh, you're good. But you know that like ancient. So wait, you're telling me that? Okay, so L Dog, were the Carthaginians, the Phoenicians, were they black or no?
Alright, so I'm trying to remember from my fucking classics and history classes. Wasn't Carthage was North Africa, right? Wasn't it Libya?
Carthage now, and that is a false name as well. Well, today today is Tunisia, the area of Tunisia.
Tunisia,
So,
my bad.
But it's not Carthage because the letter C was not used in the Phoenician language. It was a K. So the original name is Carthatus.
Well, for lack of like understanding, I'm just call it. What is it again? Carthage. Yeah. See, it is possible that there were white people there.
Later on, correct.
Especially white people who were stolen.
In the end, all that really matters is that everybody knows the truth got distorted when people said Jesus was white, because obviously he was a black guy. Everybody, and I'm a white woman, and I'm telling you, I've known that all my life. How could it be anything else that Jesus was black?
Have you ever seen the Shah of Assad?
I can tell you a story. I could say how Jesus is white.
Talk to me, 'cause my name's Eva, and I'm what?
Don't tell me name.
There's a story. There's a story about, and since we're on conspiracies, right? Let's talk about the conspiracy of white Jesus, right? So one of the stories is that, I mean, not that, you know, Michelangelo painting his cousin, right? Not the Italian thing, but the idea that like we were talking about, Alexander installed his own pharaohs in Egypt after he invaded and took it over, right? Those are called the Ptolemy pharaohs, the Ptolemy kings, right? And one of those was Cleopatra.
All right. So
during the time of Julius
Michelangelo,
Caesar.
he's an Italian guy. So he's an Italian guy, and we know that or whatever. But obviously, like in the history, it has to be Jesus. He was a black guy, and I'm a white woman telling you from Scandinavia. I'm Norwegian, white, but I did not make any. Who could
You've
believe
been lied
Jesus
to,
is a
though.
white guy?
I know. I believe Jesus was a white man.
So
Jesus-
if I can finish, I don't know if am I breaking up? Is my mic too low or something? Can you guys hear me?
Go ahead.
Okay. All right. If I could just finish, right? So there's a story of the son of Julius Caesar and Cleopatra, the Ptolemy queen, right? The Ptolemy pharaoh, them having a baby. And when Augustus came over to take over, you know, when he rolled in after he, you know, came in to get Mark Antony, once Mark Antony had married Cleopatra and they had 2 kids, they killed themselves. They actually escorted Julius Caesar's kid with Nefertiti out. With Cleopatra. They got him out, and he went to India and studied with the Brahmins and all that. So the idea that kid, the kid of Julius Caesar and Cleopatra, is Jesus, that would make him a white guy.
Okay, well, I'll.
But let me just quickly add this. Like,
I don't get too much.
a lot of.
I don't get too much into the Jesus thing, but I know by the pictures around in everybody's wall around the world, that man is Caesar Borgia, and that's the second son of Pope Alexander VI. So that's only quote unquote Jesus I know. Caesar Borgia. Look that name up. The pictures will come up. He was the son of Pope Alexander VI. He was a lover.
Yeah, Caesar Cesare.
Lover to Michelangelo. And you know, that's just some history for you. Caesar Borgia.
The Borgia Pope, out of Spain. There's when they had Cesare had a brother and his sister, Lucia. Anyway, that was an Italian guy though, Italian Spaniard guy. But just the idea that Jesus was the son of the Virgin Queen, Cleopatra was Isis, and Julius Caesar was elevated to God status by the Senate in Rome. Right, there's your conspiracy for it.
Let me say this, man. First of all, if we look around where Jesus was, people seem to think the people were black. That is false. There were black people, but there are also white people. Look at the Alawites, for example. Bashar al-Assad, the rightful ruler of Syria, is actually a white guy, pretty much.
Jesus was a white man. His name was Caesar Borgia, the second son of Pope Alexander VI.
No. Jesus, my Lord and Savior, is the son of Christ.
But also, you have to, Magnus, after 900, Spain had been intermingled heavily with African people, really from 700 through 1200.
The Moors.
Thankfully, he wasn't born in Spain.
But yes, the Moors.
Well, not just the Moors, but just the Islamic domination. Yeah, but the Moors specifically, but also just the Islamic domination of the peninsula.
Moors just meant black. As you say in Italian, muliad. As you say, it's a Latin word. So if you say in Spanish, right, moreno, morena, which is what? A dark-skinned Spanish-speaking person, a black Spanish-speaking person, a Moor. So there's a variation of the word. And so that's
but it's also moments in time, right? So from 700 to 900, Moor was actually not. There was a percentage of black, but it wasn't necessarily black. But by 900, it was like 95%, right? That's most Moors were black, right? So it's moments in time, and then and then you get the Moors, and then you get the Moors from the the British Isles, like the
Moor means black. That's why I just
right, but the idea that Moors were black is a moment in time. There are Moors there are Moors who are black. There were Moors that weren't black before. Okay, so really the issue is just the percentage, right? So Moors always had black people in it, but it was part of the Islamic. It was part of the Islamic expansion, right? It was
just black men whose faith was Muslim, but they were black men. They were Moors. They was called Moors.
Right, but it was a military. It was essentially a rank, not an ethnic group. They were served in the military, right? And that's what it became.
I prefer not to use the word ethnic because ethnic is a variation of the word heathen.
Okay? Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. And it's the same thing with tribe. It gets hard. So really what I mean is it is a different group from a different region. But the idea of Moors was more about a status in society, not necessarily who your parentage, your lineage, your genealogy. How about that? Right? So it wasn't so much about that. And then it became more and more, no pun intended. It became more and more homogenous in their appearance.
Hey, we're all boxing channel, right? Do y'all remember the boxer called the Blackamoor?
Yeah.
Who?
Remember one of the first early black heavyweights champions? It's called the Blackamoor. That was his nickname.
I don't know.
Look him up.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know how we ended up on these topics.
Yo, Red Glove Militant, what's up, fam?
Hey, what up, Ronald Finkley? What up, Magnus?
Yo, thank you, fam. I got my sister here with me. She white,
Norway.
but she's from Norway. She's just trying to understand like the whole topic. And what it is just like us just building together. And I've been explaining it to her, but she wanted to just give her input. But I'm respecting your channel by muting myself. So I'm just giving her like a lane right now. That's all that's about.
No, it's all good. We were supposed to be talking about conspiracies, and somehow we ended up talking about religion, and it's all good. It's just I just think it's funny.
How can you talk about conspiracy without religion being all up in it, right? You have to. There's a certain amount of faith, and then these unseen forces that are supposed to shape what you do in your life, not just in your life, but also the afterlife.
No, I hear you on that. But y'all got real deep into history.
History is the most important thing. I don't really care for religion. Religion is of course, the etymology of the word religion could be religio, but also which means a habit or a practice. So it's misused. The correct word to use would be an ideology or a dogma. And what is a dogma? A dogma is something that's forced on somebody to be an ideal that is forced on somebody subjugated from the group to be inconceivably true, or not inconceivably, but irrefutably true. That is a dogma. So we always saying religions and all this stuff. A religion can be, well, guess what? I wake up every morning religiously, have a cup of coffee before I start my day. So we use words in the wrong context. Religion, they would use it as people use it just and all this as like religion. Like Christianity, Judaism, whatever. But religion, from the word religare, I should say, originated etymology from the word religare, which means to bind. It means a practice or a habit, and we are creatures of habit. So when somebody keep teaching something over and over and over and over and over from a child, that they are binded to that thought process. Okay.
The only thing that separates humans from every other creature on the planet,
excuse me,
is the only thing that separates humans from every other creature on the planet is man humans make a choice. And
you could that's
no doubt about it. Everything else, every other creature and living animal lives on instinct. And if we were just a little brain cell down, we'd have a happy planet. But the thing is, humans are the only creature on the planet who make a choice. And we chose to fucking go to war and make all this mess. It's a mess because we had a choice. And the only animal on the planet that makes a choice is humans. And that's what the problem is. No matter what color, race, or anything we have, and how it happened, because humans make a choice.
I think the biggest difference is that humans, our consciousness is so much deeper than a regular animal. Like we can think much more abstractly about things.
I agree.
Right.
We
So
can
it's
think
not
from a higher and different perspective. We can imagine a future in much more detail than an animal can. Things like that.
Which is
right.
also
For me, it's not about something about whether or not an animal can imagine, because I don't know. I can't imagine what an animal imagines, but I do know that we have the ingenuity to actually leave the earth. And I don't think another animal can actually leave this ecosystem. So we can actually leave the planet through our own ingenuity.
Good. And it pretty
which
much
is our gift, which is a gift and a curse.
It's pretty much a failure. What we have done to this planet. Anybody listen to David Attenborough? We have made a mess out of this goddamn whole environment. There's nothing left. It's too late. We're over the fence, and humans had a choice. No matter what race, color, nationality anybody is. And I'm a Viking from Norway, and I'm going to tell you, we have fucked this joint up so bad, it's too late, and we all know it.
Well, to some extent.
Hey, real quick. Apparently somebody blocked El Jefe. Sorry. I've never had to unblock somebody, so I'm working on that right now. But please do not block anybody on my channel. To all my moderators, y'all can continue.
Yeah. Yes. I don't know. There is a perspective that I've heard that is both nihilistic and also, I guess, just it is what it is. That human beings are the species that is supposed to, invent plastic for the next dominant life form, right? Part of this whole idea of metaphor, religion is metaphor, or whether or not it is actually a metaphor that hides a truth. There is, conspiracy. Since we're on conspiracies, this idea that we are created by some beings that aren't from here, right? And that the idea that the Earth needs us, I think, is a colloquial way of thought. Like, I think the Earth existed before us and can exist just fine without us.
Correct. Without us, the Earth would flourish.
Great. Everybody have their mask on?
No.
Right now, no. No. Mask is for like social interaction. I'm not like with anybody right now. No shoes, no shirt, no service, that kind of thing. I don't go into restaurants with my bare feet.
Well, I mean, the only reason I really don't wear a mask is because I'm not required to.
A guy who is so anti-COVID that the thought of wearing a mask means that he is submitting to some global conspiracy to make him wear stuff that he doesn't want to. Not recognizing that I don't think he really would like wear shoes if he had a choice.
Oh, wait, you talking to me?
No, just a comment about a guy I know who is always,
I know.
he's always upset about the mask, like just wearing a mask.
Because me, I'm not like upset about masks. I wear them when I need to, but we're like at the lowest alert level now for COVID. So it's like no one has it pretty much. What's the point? But that's kind of off topic. But do you guys think?
But New Zealand, you guys COVID rates are low? Aren't you in New Zealand?
Yeah. We didn't have any cases for like over 100 days. Then we had like a small amount. Now we don't have any again. But you know, Trump, he wanted to say, "Look at New Zealand, man. Thank God we're not like New Zealand." When we had like 8 recorded cases in one day, and I think America had about 45,000. And you know, like of course, the Republicans, their supporters, they loved that statement. They were thinking, "Oh yeah, it's a bloodbath over there, man."
It's about population, though, right? Like, what's the population of New Zealand? Like fewer than 5 million, right? It's like somewhere around 4 million.
I think it has
like
hit 5 million. I think it has just hit 5.
Yeah, like Los Angeles has 12 million.
Yeah, but I mean, 8 people, 4 million. It ain't that much. It's also that we live on an island as well.
I wouldn't call it an epidemic.
Yeah. But hey, what do you guys think about this COVID thing? Like, do any of you believe in the conspiracies? Me personally, I don't, because I just don't see what's to gain from them.
I don't necessarily believe in. I don't know about conspiring ideas, but there is fact that the numbers have been fabricated.
Can you elaborate?
So the idea that there's maybe not as many people have COVID or tested positive.
I know
that
people,
they are reporting.
Well, I know people personally that like a friend of mine's brother died from a motorcycle crash, but his death certificate says COVID-19.
Yeah. Now, what I will say to that is, I think the problem with that is more of a statistical problem in the way that the numbers are recorded.
What's going on is a money problem. The hospital's receiving, I think, between 30,000 to 100,000 per COVID case and death.
Right. So there's that, but then there's the what does it profit to say that the president and the White House is now undergoing a COVID break? Like, what would that benefit them?
I'm not worried about what benefit. I'm looking at the medical institutions themselves that can profit off COVID-19. I'm just putting.
No, I mean I get it. So here's really what it is, and I think and I'm not trying to cut your wisdom short, because I think it's very important that people understand that aspect of this whole thing, right? But there's an aspect of America that you just make money off of everything. Like, they actually monetize whatever the hell they can, and this should be no different. Like, there's a saying like, "Why waste a good crisis?" Right?
It's the free world, and it's like Christopher Columbus discovered America. What a goddamn bunch of bullshit that was.
Yeah, but people on it.
And that's what I grew up learning. I've been lied to my whole life.
His original name was Crystal Ball, but yeah.
Whatever.
But anyway, what I'm going to say is about this whole COVID thing is, like, some of the conspiracies I've heard, especially on the right-wing political spectrum in America, seem ridiculous. I mean, the whole idea, one of the most popular ones is that the Chinese did this to weaken everyone else's economy, but somehow strengthen their own. But when you look at it, China's an export-based economy. So, I mean, it's kind of like weakening. Say you own a small store, it's kind of like robbing your fucking customers. All you're doing is hurting your customers. So, I mean, this is the whole thing with COVID. I agree that the medical institutions are probably, or are definitely claiming a lot of COVID deaths. I think the statistical collection of how many, recording cases, I think that's flawed, the approach they use. But, I think the virus is very real. I think how dangerous it is, I'm not actually sure. I don't think many people know. But I
I'm
think
sure.
Yes.
And the thing is, like, I had a family member
Get the smoke. Get the
that
smoke. Let me
passed.
talk to L Dog real quick. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
L Dog, it is really serious. But me and you live in the areas where it's not like as it's not as bad. Let's just keep it
Yeah.
real, L Dog. We don't live in an area where we gotta deal with this shit. But we
Yeah.
do gotta deal with it because we gotta stay aware and we gotta make sure that shit don't come where we at.
But it's gonna pan out,
It's gonna pan out, bro.
and everybody's gonna suffer. This is just like 5 years from now, we're going into depression in the United States. I mean, there's no pulling out of this mess. The economy is already collapsed and just holding on like it's a thread-bearing economy already. In 5 years, there's no coming back from this. Get ready. There's no real we're just going to have a vaccine and pull out of this economical disaster. That's not reality. The reality is get in line for a bag of bread and potatoes like in the 1921. Like my dad told me, and I used to hate listening to his war stories and the depression stories. I couldn't stand listening to it. And I'm 56 years old next week, and I listened to my dad telling me all these stories, and I used to hate it when I was 15. And guess what? I wish I had listened to and understand what we're coming to tomorrow, because there is no coming out of this. It's not going to be an easy street at all. We're all going to either get together. You know what? My favorite story in the whole world when I was a kid was called Stone Soup, where a village didn't know how to make a pot of soup until they all came together. Anybody ever heard that story, Stone Soup? And that doesn't happen with love and trust. Somehow figure it out. We're all gonna die. Believe me. Oil. We are way up north. We're by Canada. Me and Ronald right now. We are way up on the Canadian border. We're 10 miles away.
I'm on the roof, nigga. I got all my guns.
And guess what? If the oil companies can't deliver the fuel and shit starts freezing up here, believe me, we're gone. Like that's how it is. Unless a lot of you almost have to start communes again to survive.
Yeah, man. But I mean, that's the thing. Like, a lot of people try and make, since we're talking about conspiracies, I guess a lot of people are trying to make like actual world issues into conspiracies. Like, especially these days, you hear a lot of people like Trump. He'll claim COVID. He'll claim fucking climate change is all a conspiracy. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, nowadays people will claim that their obesity is
I don't believe Trump or the climate change is a conspiracy. I believe, honestly, in my life, God, like I said, I'm 56. I know, God, it used to be colder. I think the climate's changing. I don't believe that's a conspiracy.
We in Wisconsin, my nigga. That's where we at.
And Donald Trump, I'm actually a supporter of Donald Trump only because I want mainly to not have a war. And I believe he's tough enough to stop us from having bombs flown over our head. And could you imagine? And it's not too far from, it's not, we're not too far from China throwing some fucking bombs around.
Yeah, so the conspiracy is that the world is overpopulated for a certain group of people, and they just want to wipe a bunch of people out, so it makes it habitable for them. I don't know. There's also a conspiracy that says that there's a weather machine that can control microclimates and all that stuff. And I'm trying to keep a conspiracy, right?
I can learn from them.
I know.
I don't know.
Damn. But yeah, it's like I'm biased. He says can go back to conspiracy. Like what conspiracy you want us to talk about, man? There's a lot of conspiracies in this
Yeah,
world.
see, let's talk about it. But because listen, it can always seem like if it's all swirling down the toilet, then good riddance to bad rubbish. But I always think that the sky's been falling the whole time, right? And it still hasn't fallen. I remember 2012 was supposed to be the end of all things, right? The end of the Mayan calendar was the end of humanity and all that stuff. Or Jesus was supposed to come back in 2000 or whatever the hell.
Yeah, I mean, look,
Armageddon's-
it's kind of like
Yeah, Armageddon's-
one problem arises, you solve it, a new one appears. It's just always going to happen.
Yeah, but 2020 has been a very different beast when it comes to that. Like, it seems like every month it's a new thing. So October just started. We'll see if there's a new killer bee or you know, a new kind of tsunami or some shit we got to deal with.
Well, it seems that, like, yes, Jesus was to return in the year 2000 on our calendar, but that's not the real first calendar, right? But the making calendar seems to be accurate because the whole shit's falling apart, and they said 2020, and it's really falling apart.
Yeah, but it's also managed chaos, right? It's falling apart only because they let it fall apart to a certain level, right? It's like 2% inflation and 30% real unemployment and stuff like that, and that's manageable you can maintain that because really, whatever, the system can maintain a lot worse than that, like probably double that, and they're just dragging their feet because they can. If they wanted to pass a stimulus because everything was going to shut down, then they would pass a stimulus.
Hey, real quick.
We ain't worried about the stimulus around this bitch. Fuck a stimulus. Real talk.
No, but I'm saying worldwide. I'm just talking about when it comes down to
buy us out of this mess.
No, but that is the mess that they're talking about. It is people's ability to feed and house themselves, and they're just putting a moratorium on the whole thing while they consolidate power. Really.
No, get this smoke. You know I respect the fuck out of you. I'm not knocking what you're saying because this is just a bill, and I know you, and I know what you stand for, bro.
Yeah.
It's about coming together as like humans and trying our best to make the best. You know what the real sign of a genius is? To make the best out of what you have.
Exactly. Normal.
And that's it.
Normal.
And just sit there and like try to make the best out of what you have.
Build what's around you.
That's a genius. A genius is the person who can make the best out of what they have.
That's why I can't.
The more we're against,
there's a lot of oligarchs out here, bro.
Well, this is so
even black people are oligarchs.
Crazy. It's crazy. And he's talking like he's black behind my shoulder, and I'm a white Norwegian Viking. My mother was Miss Norway in 1959. Man, I'm Eva Spira, and
chill. Why are you giving people all of your information? I hate that shit.
And my mother was Miss Norway in 1959 in Oslo, Norway. So, because what difference does it make?
Because if they not with you, they not with you.
Okay.
Hey, Norway's a nice place, though, right?
Yeah, I've never been. I've always wanted to go though. I've been Denmark. I've been Denmark and like Holland, but not to Norway.
Yo, I try to explain to people that I talk to everybody.
The cleanest, the richest country in the planet.
We know that.
Yeah.
I know that.
They discovered how to make cars run by water like 20 years ago, and the oil industry has just like stamped them out just to be like rich and foolish. And hydroponics,
that's not conspiracy. That's actually what's happening. Like the conspiracy would be like what? That it was all at the behest of some Martian overlord from Area 51. But no, I think what you're just talking about is man's inhumanity to man and being motivated by greed.
Get the smoke. Get the smoke. I'm sitting on a well right now.
I believe
I'm sitting on a water well. We don't gotta pay water bill. Like life is about naturalness, normalcy, bro. We got springs everywhere around here, bro. Sometimes people gotta come out of that fucking bullshit, that bias bullshit, because they in that shit. I'm not in that shit,
bro. You know what it is? It's okay. So for me, it's a dual-edged sword for me. Like first off, I feel like there's a population issue. We definitely do. But there's also people are on such they have such disparate understandings and also different visions for how it should be. Like even in the commune, right? So how many people really have even thought about what it means to own something? You know, like if you're supposed to be natural, is like even being part of an ownership class, which you would need to be to have a commune, part of natural living.
Yep.
Another thing, just on a note, I want to mention in Norway, they're so neutral that they own the North Sea oil rigs, and everybody in Norway owns their property to that because they share. It's not owned by anybody except the people in Norway.
Exactly.
And everybody.
Fuck them up, people. There we go.
Everybody in Norway gets at least 100,000
That's
a
the shit
year.
I be talking about.
Just because it's a
they have that massive
cooperative.
sovereign wealth fund,
own
right?
it.
Right. And you're also talking about. Oh, sorry. We're also back to population.
To live there, because I live there.
He's saying something.
I
know
live
you
there.
God. I'm just saying.
I'm not God or anything. I'm just like.
No, I'm saying it comes down to population. I did the better part of a decade in Belize, and there's 250,000 people in that entire country, right? It's a different deal when it's a different deal when it's not. It's a different deal.
There's 4,300,000 Norwegians, but 2 million of them happen to be in America.
Got you.
And I'm one of them.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's the thing. Like different countries are great for that area and that thing, but the globe takes bigger than that. Like it's just. It's not even it doesn't even come down to to me, it doesn't even come down to a country versus country kind of comparison. It's literally, it's literally how can we figure out how, in case, not only if it all goes to shit, how do we band together to usher in how do we band together? Hold on one second. How do we band together during the transition and then the new reality? But also, let's say it doesn't fall apart. How do we band together to do the reforms and maybe just the replacements they take so that we can improve the quality of life and our understanding amongst each other, right?
I wish we could figure that out, but the reforms and the replacement is greed, and it's never going to happen.
Yo, I got that answer. Get the smoke.
Because it's too
Get
greedy.
the smoke. I got that answer. It's called normalcy. People have to start being normal.
Yeah, well, good luck.
So there's you say education, right? Maria.
Education and stop being biased. Motherfuckers need to understand that they not special, or they not fucking capitalist, or they not fucking. Yo, dog, I don't walk around this fucking earth like I'm somebody's fucking leader. I walk around this earth like I'm a man, and we all as men need to walk around this planet like we men, and we respect any fucking body. That's how that goes.
I walk this earth like a god.
I know. I was about to say, I thought he was gonna be like, I'm not no Charles Martin. I don't walk this world like a god.
If we
Yo, Red Glove Militant, I'm glad you fucking had this discussion tonight. I've been looking for the right discussions tonight. Because I work all day. You know me, nigga.
If we
But
were
these niggas
living
need to
in
wake the fuck
Syria
up, real
tonight,
talk.
and
And I
your
ain't calling nobody no
kids are
niggas,
getting
but I'm an asshole right
bombs
now.
thrown around your neighborhood and shit, that's gonna wake everybody up to pay. Like, this is like nuts. It could turn into like
a war.
That. And then
I
you're
love
gonna
war.
get, oh yeah, I love war. When your
love war.
your ass is gonna get blown off.
We ain't got nothing but war in this world. What the fuck you gonna do? Get sane? You gonna be sane or you gonna be insane?
Do you
That's
want to
life.
see bombs, planes coming over?
No, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about what we deal with here right now in America.
I'm talking about what's gonna happen in America.
We good. I'm good.
No, it's
I know I'm fucking
We're
good.
not good.
Fuck the dumb shit.
I think the planes are on the way.
I bet they are. She said the plane's on the way, Red Glove Miller.
They are. They
Sounds
can't
like
wait.
a conspiracy to me.
If a plane come on my fucking area, nigga, I'm fighting, nigga. Fuck the dumb shit.
What are you gonna fight?
No, you saying a plane coming.
China's
So if a
coming
plane
over
come,
here,
fight.
and we're gonna go over there, and it's gonna be we haven't even run from bombs here in America yet.
Of course we have. This is America.
Well, good. Guess what? America is not that powerful really anymore, and I guess
we know that. I know that.
They threw the coronavirus down it, and guess what? It's weakened us, and they're gonna come in here and they're gonna take over.
Yo,
well,
Red
see,
okay, so we as Americans, Americans at large have witnessed bombs, right? We have had other things bombed out, but it's not anywhere near to the extent. It's not anywhere near the extent that we've been doing the bombing, right?
We know what trauma looks like.
We have bigger bombs, man. In the end, the equation means it's all over. If it comes to that, it's all over. We don't even need to talk about it anymore. It could get very horrible.
Well, even we up here.
I got my mask on.
I'm ready for any fucking thing. Yo, I'm gonna go back on mute, yo.
Real quick, Conan. It appears that King UV is curious about something. You don't have to answer this question if you don't want to.
Yes, you do, bro. Are you a Christian? Answer the question.
Conan, you there?
He ain't there.
Either that or he's acting like he's not there and he don't want to answer. It's fine if you don't want to answer it, Conan. It's fine. I feel bad for Conan a lot of times because he seems like the innocent, naive, and I don't mean that in a bad way, Conan, if you hear me. But like he seems like the pure one in the group always.
I'm gonna tell you this, man. The MXBC, we're like a parasite, man. We'll corrupt you.
But Ronald Finkley, you said that's your sister?
Yo, dog, I'm cool with you, but you're kind of weird to me, bro. I'm gonna keep it real.
Nah, I get it.
No, but you know what, L Dog? I've been knowing you for like 5 or 6 years. I'm not a hater of you. It's just that we have different opinions on when it comes to boxing. But if this is Red Glove Channel, I'm in here because I respect him and I respect you.
Yeah, that's same with me. I don't actually have like serious problems with anyone. You know, I think if people have a serious problem over this YouTube thing, it's just stupid, man. I don't think it's worth it.
I think L Dog's funny. I get his sense of humor, and
yeah.
a lot
So
of times
sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead, RGM. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
I a lot of times I feel like I know what L Dog's doing, and I find it funny. But what were you gonna say? Get the smoke.
I was just gonna tell L Dog that I told him because his dedication to commenting on our American political system, I was gonna do a deeper dive into Croatia, and I did, right. So I found out a few things about not just Croatia, but it there's so little there, right, that I was able to do New Zealand together. and
man.
like I took 20 minutes out of my day and combined the studies of the two places. So yeah, now I got the GDPs and the population and all that. We have individuals in my state that have more net worth in both of these countries. Well, not New Zealand. They actually have a pretty big GDP considering their population. So I see why you're New Zealand and not Croatia.
Yeah, New Zealand, I'll say it's like economically, it actually is pretty good, man. People here live a pretty decent life relative to some countries, man. Like for
Yeah,
some reason,
Croatia.
people think it's like a fucking.
Yeah,
That's the
Croatia.
thing,
Like,
though.
dude.
But here's the thing: like Croatian, they have less income, but the way of life is different over there. It's like it's more laid back. Like over here, people work more, and they I wouldn't say the quality of life is different. All right, that's how I'd explain it. It's kind of hard to measure quality of life.
Are you saying the Slavs are lazy?
No, they're not lazy, but I think in Croatia, like where it's it's sunny a lot, people like to go to the beach, people like to get drunk. Like I would say, it's
I'm just
just a
messing with
different
you. I'm
lifestyle.
just messing with you. But yeah, I did do some diligence. So yeah, it seems like a perfectly lovely country that's on the brink. Next, like, I don't know, however many years.
Yeah, but I'll say like with it when it comes to America, I mean, it's not that I'm exclusively just interested in America. I think like America is the epicenter of the world almost. It's where the entertainment comes from. All roads lead to America essentially. Especially when it comes to their elections. Like everyone knows the name Trump. But who actually knows the name fucking Jacinda Ardern, for example? Hardly anyone.
Yeah, I didn't get that far. Like I said, it took 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's my prime minister in New Zealand. Jacinda Ardern, she's a female. We actually have 2 females running for it. She, I think, is our 3rd female prime minister. So we've actually had quite a few female leaders, unfortunately.
Yeah, that whole Salish law like kind of fucked up European thought for a while.
Huh?
That whole patriarchal thing, the Salish law, like the idea that women can't ascend to power.
No comment.
Hey, L-Dog, Mexico native wants to know.
Yo,
are
regular
Croatian
minute.
bitches
Regular
thick?
minute. I want to cut you off, but I just told Evil what your profile was, and I don't know what it is. What is it, bro?
Oh, that's a dude wearing a tinfoil hat. Because this was supposed to be about conspiracy theory.
Game over. I feel you on that shit.
Nah, but everybody's enjoying the conversation. I'm gonna have to do another conspiracy. If I do another conspiracy theory show, I'm gonna be a lot more strict on staying on topic. But I'm gonna let it fly this time because everybody seems to be enjoying it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying,
Yo, Ray, wait, real quick, get thoroughly, yo. We enjoying it thoroughly.
Before you continue, L-Dog, just answer that question. Are Croatian bitches thick?
not really.
Okay.
Around the middle, right?
Oh man, I wouldn't say around the middle. People don't have enough. People probably don't have enough money to actually be thick around the middle. But it's different, man. It's not like in America we get this whole like It's kind of weird like how with women around the world. In America, it's like all about thick women. In Eastern Europe or the Balkans, it's a lot about thin. Thin, kind of long legs type of thing. So it's what you like.
It's a cultural
Standards of
thing.
beauty. So does anybody think that Trump doesn't really have COVID and he knew he's going to lose, and so this is his way of complete, like, what would be the upside of Trump saying he has COVID but actually doesn't?
Maybe avoiding the debates. I know a lot of people, they view him as being childish and stuff after that debate.
Yeah, to be honest, when it comes to Trump, I'm If I had to say I support someone, I actually quite like Mike Pence. I think Mike Pence is a good guy. A lot of these
Run away from it.
Hey, I got something on the Trump thing. I think Trump has what I had like when it first came out. Like, remember when like March came and like I got laid off for a second, even though I bought an expensive ass car. And I swear to God, yo, I felt the symptoms for like 2 weeks of like COVID. I think we had COVID already over here. Y'all might not want to admit it, but I think we all had COVID at one point in America. But I don't have it no more.
Positive.
Well,
Do you
me,
feel like President Trump has like falsified his COVID thing just to get out so he didn't lose the election because he might? You know,
I mean, that's a possibility.
He seems like a guy whose ego would be hurt just by losing the election. So I mean,
so he has to do this.
he needs some excuse.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, it could be. But you know what? You have a whole posse of people and doctors, and everybody has to now be involved with this conspiracy. That's very hard to do. It's really hard to do.
Yeah,
But
because they professionals.
Actually, I believe, like, you know, Elvis might be alive. They got sick of the spotlight and they needed to go to an island somewhere. Where does he go from there? What? You never know. I mean, it's like kind of far out there, but, you know, hey.
Yep.
I don't know about that, but I think
that's what I'm listening to. He's
I
my
think-
guy.
Let him talk. Let him talk.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know about that, but I think Trump probably does have it. I mean, a lot of people have got it.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Yeah. I mean, I actually I voted for Trump, and I'm not like I don't think Biden can handle this shit anymore. Honestly,
You know Biden is up 9 points, right?
That's good, but he's too old.
But we know what the polls mean. They don't mean shit.
Isn't he younger than Trump?
I guess, but he is definitely burnt out. It's a bunch of white ass old people running this world forever. Let's get some fresh young people in there.
We ain't gonna get that though.
Let's get El Jefe for president.
Whatever. I don't know.
That's too much like rape.
This COVID thing with Trump is very strange to me. Like, oh, well, so he's off in Walter Reed Hospital, and what Mo Hicks or whoever she is, she brought it into the. Oh God, the whole thing is very strange.
It seems sorted at the beginning, right? Because it was just Trump, Hope Hicks, and his wife. And it's just like, oh, wait a minute. These seems ooh. They need to throw some more names in this little pile here. This is weird.
All of a sudden, and it's this 32-year-old who brought it to the whole posse. You know, some of it, I think I think this is his pardon. Put it that way. Like, I think he feels like he might not win. And instead of not winning, he's just going to have an excuse not to even be involved. Like a pardon. You
talk about his ego. This is a pretty big reversal on a guy who seems to not want to reverse his word on anything.
Well, you know what though? Get the smoke. I ain't gonna lie. Punch Drunk Boxing put up a video the other day, and he showed like proof that Donald Trump did denounce a lot of people, bro.
I'm always just gonna go back to it. Proud Boys, stand back and stand by.
He denounced what?
And I hated that. He
denounced it, the Proud Boys, and he did. And I don't know where Punch got this from.
I mean, saying stand down and stand by is not a denouncement, really.
The minute he did that, and I voted for Trump because I did want to try to prevent wars. But the minute he did that, stand back and stand by, he looked like he was standing there in a Ku Klux Klan robe to me. Like, what the fuck? He turned my vote against, and then Biden didn't help when he told the president to shut up on stage. He looked like a geriatric nut. I think they're all crazy.
Yeah. No. Here's the thing. He wouldn't shut up.
Yeah.
Well,
but there's a lot of people. They say like, Trump doesn't. Why doesn't he denounce white supremacists? Because a lot of them support him. Believe it or not, a lot of them do. So I mean, it's kind of like a scratch my back, I'll scratch yours type of thing.
Yeah, as he looked like he was like trying to buy votes by the way he was saying that.
Don't be so defensive, either. Like, I look at it like this. I grew up in Atlantic City with Trump. This man has been a local legend forever. He always employed people. He talks shit just like we talk shit. And it took me a while to understand him, bro. But I look at it like this. If you're in the White House, I think somebody threw a fucking shoe at Obama one day on the fucking Congress floor. Nigga, that shit pissed me off. Who the fuck threw the fucking president, bro?
George Bush got a shoe thrown at him. He ducked it and smooth. It was like the Matrix.
George Bush.
Yeah, I can't lie, man. He slipped it like Muhammad Ali, man.
Yeah, that's nice, man. It's nice. He had skill. Like, there's a couple of things about George Bush. Like, he that pitch he threw out after 9/11 that went at had an arc to it. It was a strike right over the plate. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know George had it like that. So I don't know if you guys know, but there was a I just saw George. I saw W. Clinton and somebody and Poppy Bush on a stage talking about leadership the other night, like over the weekend. I don't know if any of you guys caught that. Like, what what it meant to be in the White House and all that stuff.
I didn't. I don't know if Ronald did, but I didn't.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. It's kind of funny. Like, I forgot about the whole tsunami thing, and they like the relief, like the stuff that they do, like they try to do afterwards to assuage their guilt for all the damage they did when they were in office.
Yeah.
Well, in the end, in all honesty, I have to admit, and my own husband hated me because I voted for Trump, and I really did it just to keep us from war and keep the country straight and like sort of together. And I meant no harm to anybody when I did that. I felt like he was the best vote.
Yeah, we never vote together.
And
like, none of us never vote together.
I would have definitely probably voted for Bernie, but I felt Hillary screwed him out of that. They have slippery ways, and I really...
I vote independent because none of my niggas is around me right now. That's how the fuck I vote.
I only support values, and I don't think Trump.
And no disrespect, I'm not trying to say niggas.
But when
like,
he
ain't
did
none of my
that,
dudes around me we can build. Nigga, we can start a manufacturing company in Vermont. That's the way I look at life.
He denied knowing the Proud Boys after he said it, but
yeah, I don't vote any of that stuff. Their values aren't my values. I don't vote values. I vote policy. And that was the thing about Hillary versus Trump. And that was really what it is. It was that the agenda that she espoused is what was way more in line with what Trump was espousing. Like, if he had his way and he actually was able to fulfill his agenda, I don't think that would have been any sort of peaceful outcome for people.
It's not. It's not.
So not. What if it was up to you and you could have designed what happened? What would have happened? I kind of want to hear it, like your view.
What would have happened? The popular vote would have won, and not the Electoral College. And then as a result, I think that we would not have the deregulation we've seen in the EPA, and our environment would look completely different. And I think also, since one thing you can say about the Democrats is they really love government, or they espouse to love government, but they definitely like the wheels turning of the government. So I think that this actual pandemic would have been handled completely differently.
Normalcy. That's normalcy.
Well, you know what?
Competent government, actually.
you've
Like whether
taught.
you like it or not, like it's a different thing. Like you can
No,
say like
I
whether or not it meets
totally
your
like what
sorry.
you're saying.
No, I'm saying about the government, not what I'm saying. Like whether you like the government or not, that is what they do. Those were career bureaucrats.
I just want to be a happy person living on Earth.
Nobody want to do that though. Nobody want to do that.
Everybody's fighting.
That's
and
too much for them.
Just shit all
That's
the
too much for
time.
them.
And I just want to be a happy person living
And
on
get the
this
smoke. I ain't
planet.
got a problem with you.
And I don't want to live
day,
the
bro.
life where
Either
you
we gonna
feel
come
like
together and have unity, or we're not gonna fucking hang together.
you're gonna get rewarded for fucking this planet up, and you're gonna fly off to heaven in
together,
your
we not.
dreams, because
All
that's
people.
a bunch of
It ain't just
religious
black people.
shit.
It's all people. I'm not just talking to get the smoke. I'm talking to people in general, yo. You have to find the resources and you have to build. That's what the fuck you have to do to live this fucking life and stop hating everybody. Real life. Fuck it.
And that's really what it is. Like all of this idea about I think that people have been completely miseducated, right? And we've been taught to mistrust the other, right? And the other can mean any number of things. It can mean any number of things. It could be socioeconomic. It can be nationalistic. It can be gender. It can be whatever the hell. It could even just be experience. Like you can just be like, I don't like the kind of music that you like.
With the fucking tranny or anybody, what the fuck that got to do with me? That's the way I look at life. If you really not.
Exactly. There's a huge, and that is one thing about the boxing community that I wish that I just can't get around. Like the amount of animosity they have about who somebody else loves. Like I don't get it. Like the whole emasculation, I don't get it.
They fake as fuck, bro. If you don't understand that we are just all people, they dumb, bro. I'm not running with no narrative. Either people gonna get down or they gonna fucking lay down. That's the way I look at my life. Fuck the dumb shit.
All right, so this is not a conspiracy. Now we're just on our soapboxes, right? So I mean, yeah. I mean, I hear it, man. I have my own vision. I try to live.
I'm not trying to be negative, dude. Get the smoke. Don't get me wrong. It's just coming out the way I'm hood. But it don't mean that. It just mean like we gotta have normalcy. We gotta have like accountability. We gotta have liability. We gotta understand that it ain't about the dots, nigga. It ain't about the fucking the capitalism. It's about just being real.
We're just like mice in a goddamn house.
Yeah, we mice in the house.
We're
right?
just like little animals.
And I'm gonna leave it at that, smoke.
Sitting here wondering, hoping for the best, but
I'm hoping for the best. These niggas don't understand though.
So hard.
Because all they doing is talking that bullshit.
It's so
not them, but like people in general. Like people always talk about they got a plan, but all I see is a bunch of fucking capitalists.
Do is like bend over and kiss our ass goodbye because they wouldn't blow up.
Either they gonna wake up and understand what fucking community look like. Community looks like us. I think we community.
We might have a few.
I see you as a community. I don't see nobody else as a community but you right now. I see a lot of dumbass niggas out here who following some dumb shit. They following dots. They following capitalism. They following bitches who think they pussy great. Nigga, like I get pussy every day. What the fuck I care about pussy? I care about my life and my family and my fucking building.
But guess what? Everybody does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Well,
a red glove.
I'm gonna go.
Nigga,
Yeah.
that's a red nigga. I'm done.
Nah, it's all good. I'm gonna go ahead and close it up.
What is
y'all
your
can give,
name? I'm Eva. What's your name?
I'm known as the Red Glove Militant. But it's nice to meet you, Eva.
Thank you.
That's a body. That's a real body.
You've taught me a lot listening to you. Like,
oh, thank you.
I definitely want to do this on my own and learn how, because I'm so bad about everything. I don't even carry a cell phone. I'm pretty much Farmer Eva.
Farmer Eva. That's Farmer Eva, right?
I'm doing other shit. I don't even carry a cell phone.
But I want everybody to give their closing thoughts. So, and that includes both you, Eva, and Ronald.
I want you to have my phone number so you can call.
Don't do that to Red. Red, nigga, you in trouble now, nigga. You got my contacts, nigga. Don't get it fucked up. You got my contacts now. You got a problem. No, you got a real life situation right now.
I'm going back to Oslo tomorrow. I decided I want to live my life in Norway. You know what?
We running properties up here, Red. Ain't nothing hard up here, nigga. Ain't nothing hard up here.
Room, man. Like the Vikings are coming. They are really burly.
If you want to have a good time, come to fucking Vermont. I'm gonna say that shit.
You should
and guess what? I got all my guns on the
where
fucking
are you
street.
at? Where are you at?
I'm in Florida.
Florida.
Get the fuck out that red ass little fucked up state.
I know Florida. I lived in Florida for 18 years. Where are you in Florida?
I'm in Tampa.
I was around Ocala.
I apologize, Red.
You know what?
Florida sucks. Yo.
You know where I really was in Florida? Around Tampa too. You know where I was? I was in Brooksville, Florida.
Yeah, that's not too far, and I'm familiar with Ocala.
Oh, but you know what? Florida's turned into a hellhole, in my opinion. God. Give me a break. I moved there in '83, and Highway 41 was like Route 2 in Vermont, and now it's like a 6-lane highway. You should really see like some fun and come up and join us in Vermont.
Salute to the boxing heads worldwide. Let's get it.
You're invited. We have a place. We're up there.
Don't tell him all that. He gonna live.
My bad. I got kicked out of my own stream.
Oh, you serious, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah. Red, peace to you, man. Peace, Ron. Peace, Eva. Peace to the chat. Next time, guys.
Nice meeting
Please
you.
get the smoke. You're welcome anytime. And Ronald, both you and Eva get to speak your pieces, and then I'll give Conan an opportunity to speak up. But I have a feeling he fell asleep. Y'all there?
One.
All right, peace, Ronald. You have anything to say, Eva?
Hey, Ray Glove Militant, you did a good thing tonight. Trust me, I know. Let's get it.
I gotta say good night too. All the best. Stay safe and be careful down there in Florida.
All right. Thank you so much, Eva. Y'all be safe too.
It's nice to meet you. You made my night. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, and Conan, are you there?
It was so much fun talking to him.
Truth Media, and I'm out.
All right, peace. All right, Conan. Going once, going twice. All right. So, everybody, I hope you have a good night. I think El Jefe is actually live. So, y'all can go ahead and show your support by going over to his channel. We were supposed to talk conspiracies, but we ended up just talking history, which is fine. But definitely go show him some support. Peace.